Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 5th chapter, Karma Sannyasa Yogam or Sannyasa Yogam. General doubt comes in everybody's mind about what is the meaning of the renunciation of action. Is it physical or is it mental? Arjuna also has got the doubt that which is better? Shall I give up all my karma, the duties, and go for Jnana Yoga, or shall I be in the war field and do this action? So, this chapter started with the question asked by Arjuna, but in a different manner that Grihastha is better or Sannyasasrama is better. Then Bhagavan started explaining. In the last class, we have come up to the 7th shloka that once will recollect. Shri Bhagavanuvach Yoga Yukto Vishuddhatma Vijitatma Jitendriyah Sarva Bhutatma Bhutatma Kuruvannapi na lipyate. In this particular shloka, after said that actually following the sannyasa dharma is quite difficult for many people, Arjuna, it is better to be in the grihastha and do the karma yoga and purify yourself and get the qualification for the knowledge and simultaneously listen to the shastra, attend the satsang and improve yourself in that way, and gradually when the fruit ripens it will get detached from the tree automatically. In the same way, the physical actions will get dropped by themselves when the internal maturity is taking place. In fact, the internal renunciation, mental renunciation is more important than the external renunciation. Externally, renunciation, if you are able to do, it is well and good. But karma, the actions also relate to the karma kanda, gradually will get dropped by themselves because of the inner maturity. So, internal sannyasa or internal renunciation is more important, that can be done by anybody if he is mature, irrespective of the varna ashrama dharma. The moment when you have a viveka and vairagya and you are pursuing for the higher paramarthika satyam, then naturally your involvement, interest in the worldly matters and worldly things will comes down. Now, in this sloka, if a person wants to come to that inner renunciation state, or after renouncing everything, after listening to the shastra, what is the state of what is his disposal, his personality, or who wants to gain that internal renunciation, and through that gnanam, or because of the gnanam, the antarika sannyasa, such a person is free from the attachment of the karma and how to achieve that. So here Lord shows five pointers, five indications, five um, qualifications, otherwise five traits of the Gnani, as like the Sthitaprajna Lakshanas. This already I have explained in the last class, just I will just remind those meanings because it is very important shloka to proceed to the further shlokas. One is Yoga Yuktaha, who is very well disciplined and devoted to the path. Yoga Yuktaha means here who is devoted to the spiritual path, and he knows very well if I want to progress spiritually, first of all I must follow the karma yoga, and I have to get qualified and purified myself to enter into the gnana yoga and take more importance and dive deep into the gnana yoga. So yoga yuktaha, and because of this yoga yuktaha, he definitely gets the purification of the mind, Vishuddhatma, and free from the ragadveshas. That is the indication of the purification of the mind. Otherwise, as you clean your body externally by soap or the many other things, or cleaning the stomach by taking some medicine or by good food, how you clean the mind? Here, Vishuddha Atma, a pure mind. The mind will become pure or can be called a pure mind only when it is free from the ragadveshas. And naturally, he have got the control over his physical body also, Vijitatma. See, Atma word is used in one place to refer the mind, and in the second, third word, it is referred as the physical body control, Vijitatma. And body is consisting of the five sense organs and five organs of action. Jitendriyaha. Also, he has got a well control on his senses, indriyas, and altogether the real understanding in the intellect at buddhi level, sarva bhutatma bhutatma. He recognizes, he considers, he feels that I am the self in everybody, or all everybody is also a Atma self, and they are in me. I am in them, they are in me. That means what? Sarvatra Samadarshana Bhavam. I have quoted many other shlokas also from the Gita itself or different Upanishads, the same kind of thought. Sarvatra Samadarshana. This is at the intellectual level, understanding level. So, in this way, five important practices or the qualification or the qualities of the Sthitaprajna Gnani, or who wants to achieve that, these are the indicators. Now, after telling this 5-point program, if a person achieved all that five, then naturally, what is his state of uh, hmm, experience, or the how he continue his life? Because still prarabdha is there, his body is alive, his mind is alive, so active. Then Bhagavan gives a very important, the higher, very important sadhana for the sadhakas, or this is the indication that if one person realize the Brahman and become the Gnanavan, Gnananishta, stabilized in the knowledge of the self, how he has to consider himself, or how he consider himself. Now, 8th and ninth shlokas both I will read together because the thought flow is a continuous one. नैव किञ्चित् करोमीति युक्तो मन्येत तत्त्ववित् पश्यन् शृण्वन् स्पृशन् जिघ्रन् अश्नन् गच्छन् स्वपन् श्वसन् प्रलपन् विसृजन् गृह्णन् उन्मिषन् निमिषन्नपि इन्द्रियाणीन्द्रियार्थेषु वर्तन्त इति धारयन्. Here totally 13 varieties of actions. 13 variety of actions. For example only, so there are so many actions are happening physically, physiologically, anatomically, mentally, all. So here to understand for us, naiva, all those actions, whatever the actions are done by my body-mind complex, they are really not done by me. They are not really done by the real me. That is important, real me. That's why beginning what Lord says, na eva kinchit karomiti. Na eva kinchit. Not even a little bit of any of these actions are really done by the real me. The real me means original consciousness, Chaitanyam. In this way, yuktaha manyeta, a well informed, well disciplined, who is having a more the trivra vairagya and viveka, he should consider and thought of himself in this way. It is a command like manyeta, should think or consider himself in this way. Who is he? Tattvavit. Who can do this? Tattvavit only. What is the meaning of Tattvavit? Tattvam, the reality. Who knows that Tattvam is called Tattvavit. Tattvavit. The essential nature of the Jiva, the essential nature of the Jagat, the essential nature of the Ishvara, all are nothing but the one reality, one continuous, unbroken, akhanda, ananta, anadi, satyam, gnanam, anantam, brahma. He is called Tattvavit. Who heard the Mahavakya Upadesha from the teacher, Tattvamasi, you are that. Then after that he contemplated, he did Mananam Nididhyasanam and perfectly understood the Vachyartha Lakshartha, the applied meaning and indicative meaning, primary meaning and the secondary meaning proper, and dropped the primary meaning and only retained the secondary meaning. So Lakshartha. In that way, he discovers Aham Brahmasmi. I am that. Guru said, you are that. He just informed, Guru informed, but later he has to recognize himself, convinced by himself, and come to the conclusion without any doubt. Sandeha Rahita Gnanam and Aham Brahmasmi. So that Tattvavit Manyeta. Now, of course, if suppose he is still a Madhyama Adhikari, not Uttama Adhikari, or not who attained the goal, but the mediocre, if he even though for him Manyeta. Now, if you also think in this way and practice, because you are also got information about the what is Jiva, what is Ishvara, what is Jagat, you heard the Tattvamasi Mahavakya, but still you need to establish in that. That takes some time. For everybody, after listening immediately, everybody won't get the stabilized knowledge. The knowledge to get stabilized, it takes its own time. It depends upon the quality of that particular person's intellect, equipment. But anyhow, in course of time, you will attain that. But anyhow, remember this. Take this as a practice if you are still not reached the goal. And if you want to know the person who reached the goal, what is his understanding in his mind when he is interacting and working in this world and doing the actions, na kinchideva karomi iti. I am not doing absolutely anything. Anything. What are those actions? Examples given. First, about some sense organs and about some the karmendriyas and mixture like that. Totally 13 actions. Pashyan, the seer. Okay, Shrunvan, the listener. Spurushan, the toucher. Okay, Jigran, the smeller. Okay, so four given. And so Pashyan, Shrunvan, Spushan, Jigran, and Ashnan, that means taste. Five. Different name given. Ashnan, Rasana, the fifth sense organ. Ashnan, Ashnan means another meaning is eater. Eater means what? The taster. The taster only will eat. That's why. Uh, so Ashnan, 5 over. Then Gachan, the going, that means the walker, okay, Gachan, and immediately Swapan, who dreams or who sleeps, the sleeper, uh, Swashan, the breather, who do the breathing action, breather. And in the second shloka continues that. That's why I read together. And Pralapan, the talking tongue, no, the speaker, then Visrujan, who excrete, who defecate and send that excretion, action of the excretion, then Visrujan, Grinhan, holding, taking, the seizing action, Unmishan, Nimishan. Unmission means the blinking of the eyes and opening of the eyes. Even such a small action also added in the list. That means the minor actions, the major actions, the gross actions and subtle actions and the subtlest actions. Subtlest actions are by the mind. So anyhow, for example, sample 13 list has given, and this person, Tattvavit, thinks that I am not doing any of these things. Then who is doing? Indriyani Indriyadeshu. The particular sense organs are involving and interacting with the particular the Indriyas and Indriya Vishayams. Indriyani Indriyardeshu. Here, Indriyani means the sense organs. Among the sense objects are called Indriya Ardhaha. The Indriyas go towards the objects, respective objects. So those Indriya Ardhaha, Indriya Ardheshu Indriyani Vartanta. It is just because eyes are open, eyes will see the colors and forms. Ears are open, so ears will hear the sounds. Same way nostrils, if any smell comes, it. If any touch comes closer, the skin and the taste. All these kind like this, they all indriyaha and interacting with the indriya, the objects of the sense objects. So senses interacting with the sense object. And iti dharayan, this uh, this is understood by this person, by understanding, by understood, or by convinced that all these actions are done by my body mind complex equipment, all are really not done by me. Yes, this is a very, very great sadhana. So whenever, whatever, wherever we do any of these actions, then and there keep in the mind the body is doing its functions, the indriyams are all functioning, interacting with the worldly material objects, but I am not doing. In this way, because he is having the higher, keeping himself the higher I in a higher position, and he remembers this, and he recollects and say in his mind always naiva kinchit karomi iti. And in this way, when it is told, generally we get a doubt. Oh, gnani means he won't do anything in this world like normal person. You should not think like that. Gnani is different in what way? Gnani is a Gnani because of the Gnanam. That's it. But generally, unnecessarily, we'll imagine that Gnani means some extraordinary things like that. Either you should be a silent Gnani, Mauni Gnani, inactive. In the world, you see some Gnanis are very silent and inactive like that, and they never go leave their ashram and from that place like Ramana Maharshi, such some kind of those Mahatmas, and some are very busily like Shankaracharya and many other Mahatmas walked all over the country, and our Tapovana Maharaj, once he reached the Himalayas height Uttarakashi, and then he didn't move from that place Tapovana. So because of this, they are in the society very actively or not, that is not the criteria. Particularly, we should not have any unnecessary imagination about the Gnani. If he is externally, some difference we have to see. People imagine, or some difference in his way of talking, and some difference in his way of looking. He always looks up, or he behaves like a mad. eh? He laughs himself when he is alone. Don't imagine this kind of a physical or the mental behavior and the actions of that. That it doesn't matter. But somehow this kind of thought immediately will comes in ignorant, unstudied, who didn't study the Shastra properly, they will get. So remove all those things, uh, wrong ideas from the mind. Gnani is a Gnani because of the Gnanam. That's it. So because he got the Gnanam, he walks upside down or what? Because he got the Gnanam of all this. So then he don't move with the people. Because he got the Gnanam, definitely he has to go to the forest or the cave or the mountain. So if the person living among the people in the same place in the society and talking and teaching the Shastra, then we don't respect or consider he is a Gnani. So Gnani need not to be either like that or like this as you think. Whether he is having a Shastra Gnanam, he studied the Shastras from his teacher in a proper way or not. And whatever he talks or conveys, is it meaningful to you? That is the point. Or What are the actions naturally he do in and around him? All dharmic actions only will happen. Only. Because when he identified himself with the total, means what? Identified with the Ishvara. Identified with the Ishvara. That point comes in the 10th sloka. Once a person identify himself or doing all the actions for the sake of the Ishvara, then how he how the actions will get effect to him or they won't affect. So very one more important shloka, 10th shloka. ब्रह्मण्याधाय कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा करोति यः लिप्यते न स पापेन पद्मपत्रमिवाम्भसा. Altogether, actions done by the Gnani and actions done by the Ajnani. What is the difference? The actions done by the Gnani never binds him. The results of the Punya Papa and those things never comes and affect him. Because those results of the actions are not coming to him and affecting him and not joining in his account, naturally he need not to get another body in the next life again to spend those karmas, the results of the karmas. This is how you know that this is Shastra says. You have belief in Shastra, no? And this person, so Gnani doing the actions, he also doing the actions, that is important, remember. He is also doing the actions. He is very much in the society, he may be in the family, it doesn't make any difference. So, but only thing, how he is able to do like that. Okay, if the person is attained the perfection and the stability in the knowledge, Gnana Nishtavan, then naturally for him these indications, what is told in the 8th and 9th slokas, this is called Brahmabhyasam or Brahmanishtha. Both the ways you can say. And if those who are not able to say in that way, I am not doing anything, how can I say, sir, I am only doing? No, you are simply talking. No, for that Madhyama Adhikaris, the sadhakas, still those who are trying to purify their mind through karma. Brahmani adhaya karmani karoti yah. Whoever do the actions by offering to the Ishvara, here Brahmani means in the Ishvara, not the Parabrahma, Paramatma, Supreme Self. Here it is the Maya Sahita Brahma Ishvara. So Brahmani Adhaya, by depending on the Ishvara, by offering to the Ishvara, okay, having placed, Adhaya means placing, putting on his head, like that, Adhaya. Karoti Karmani, he do the actions. But in that, what is the secret? How I can keep my karmas all on the head of the Lord? I have not seen even the Ishvara in and around me. Only I have my small puja room and I have one Ishta Devata and all that. What do you mean by that? Placing all the actions on the Ishvara or in the Ishvara, that is Sangam Tektva. That is, he knows that I have no any attachment to these actions. I have no any expectation for the results of these actions, and whatever I am doing, all are the offerings to the Ishvara, And Ishvara is whom I kept in my house as the Ishtadevata. He is the Yajamani, he is the owner of this house, and he is the caretaker of the house. Who are all living in this family with me, they are also supplied, given by Ishvara, and their welfare and whereabouts, welfare also, the Ishvara only is taking care. So everything putting on the Ishvara. How? Mentally. Sangam Tektva means what? By not doing anything? No. While doing, but I have no any attachment. That means up to that extent, it is one kind of bhakti bhava, we can say. This karma yoga bhakti both go together. There, even I don't want any moksha or anything. I am not asking anything from you. This should be the highest qualification of the devotee. If you claim ourselves that I am a devotee, bhakta, what is the first qualification? Stop asking anything from the Lord. Lord is not a bank, or Lord is um, uh, not a multi-branded shop where you keep on asking, going and buying. Buying means what? You want to buy and get something from the Lord, and you pay your prayers. Like we pay the money in rupees in the shop. By paying the prayers, you want to buy something from the Lord. His help and His support and His karuna, all that, because He is almighty, powerful. So I cannot solve the problems, I cannot achieve everything in this world, so I need extraordinary power. And many other invisible negative forces may come obstruct. So the negative forces, they are invisible, I can't see. So the Lord, who is powerful, He will take care of. So I'm asking all the time. This asking for something should be stopped. In real devotion, the real devotee never asks anything from the Lord. Then, but simply he loves for the sake of love. He loves unconditionally for the sake of love. See, the secret behind this is actually when we start living like that, you will feel so light, relaxed, undisturbed, calm, cheerful, because there's nothing for me to worry, there is nothing for me to complain, there is nothing for me to gain something or lose something, because who is this I? Where from I have come? So, to remove and vacate this I small ahankara, you need to come through this path of karma yoga and the bhakti. Then slowly you will recognize the identity between you and Ishvara. You will disappear. There is no I. There is no special astitva status for this ahankara jiva. Jiva is mithya, unreal. It is like a reflection. How a reflection can become real? Never. So Brahmani adhaya karmani sangam tektva. That clause is important. Sangam tektva. Many times in normal bhakti, most of us are all bhaktas only. One way or other, we worship, we go to temple, we believe the Lord and all that. Then they think that I depend on the Lord, I always pray to the Lord, I believe the Lord, all that. But are you performing your actions, including the puja or offering to the Lord, or your family works and all that, earning the money and anything? Are you doing all this without any attachment? That is the question. That's why Sangam Tektva. Okay. This is not difficult like Brahmabhyasa, uh, contemplate on the Brahman, Nirguna Nirakara, Shuddha, Eka, Nitya, Nirantara is all abstract. But for a mediocre who is finding difficult of doing that Akhanda Brahmachintana, Brahmabhavam, for him this is the way. Okay. Uh, so after telling the Brahmabhyasa, the higher chinta naiva kinchit karomiti, if you can't say that, okay, I am doing, but I am doing without sangam attachment. Not only that, I am doing everything in the name of the Lord, for the sake of the Lord, by saying to the Lord, to the Lord, in the Lord. In that way, if you whoever do that, see the secret of the renunciation of action. Na saha papena na lipyate. He is not tainted by, caught up, holded by the papam. Papam means what? Here the meaning we have to take not as exactly sin. The results of those actions never binds him. That is the meaning. But only if you take the papena by the sin. Okay, at least if that is that assurance given is a great shot. Yes, you never get occur the sin when you offer the actions to me and do and without any attachment. But in a little higher sense of the Vedanta, na punya papena saha na lipyate. Because both good actions and bad actions, dharmic actions, adharmic actions, both they will give punyam and papam. Both punyam or papam, both are results of the actions only. Any result of the actions to experience your, to spend your punyam, you need to born again. To spend your papam, to exhaust, to go through that, you have to born again. You want to again and come into the different bodies and go through this cycle of samsara? Do you want? Think. So, how much the papam is bad? Bad means binds a person, that much the punyam also will binds you. That is not told here, but being it is the context for a Vedantic students, we need to understand punya papa. I given the example before many times. I remind you, what is if a person arrested and tied his hands by the iron chain, iron chain, or another person also got arrested, then they have tied his hands with a golden chain. Tell me now whether the person is tied up and arrested with the golden chain or by the iron chain, how it matters? Any difference? Is bound. Is tied up by the chain. Whether it is gold or like that, punyam is the gold chain and papam is the iron chain. That much difference only. So that's why Upanishads, Vedanta Gnana, it goes more and more higher, come out of this punya papa, come out of this dharma. All these pairs of opposites, the complementaries are at the relative level. Vyavaharika satyam only. They never have any relation with the paramardhika satyam. Paramardhika satyam is, see here, na lipyate, or in the previous sloka, naiva kinchit karomiti. So if you look from the higher standpoint, from the standpoint of the original consciousness, Brahman, all these are all just a dream like. All these are all just like a projection. All these things are just like a mithya. I will just remind you the example of the Akasham. So many things, many times I told this example, but it is very worthy of remembering again. By all the other four Panchamahabhutas, the air, fire, water, and the earth, so many changes, so many uh, interactions, more modifications, and destructions, eruptions, uh, and floods, tsunami, and volcanoes, and earthquake, winds, cyclones, typhoons. So many things are happening in such a chaos conditions of any of these things. Tell me that the sky, space is doing anything in any way. The space getting effect? No. That is the meaning. Naiva kinchit karomiti. If that is, you want to achieve that, first do this. I am offering all my actions to the Ishvara and I have no any attachment to it. Okay. I am not expecting and I am not putting any deadlines like this should happen, this should happen. I will just do my work, what I am supposed to do. That's it. So while doing also, before doing also, after completion also, I am relaxed because I have done what I have done. What should I have, what I supposed to do? I relax. Do the best and leave the rest. And so that's why na lipyate. Here the lipyate again like the sky. Nothing is touched. If the sun, now another example, sun is shining, making the whole world to shine. Now, in that sunlight, somebody are quarreling. In the same sunlight nearby, in the some other street, some are doing bhajan. In some other street, under the same sunlight, the people are murdering somebody. Good actions, bad actions, all are illumined by sun. Now, in any way, sun gets effect because he is illumining these all actions of the good and bad. In the same way, the Suddha Chaitanyam Atma illumining all these actions of the body, mind, intellect complex, but it never gets tainted. At the individual jiva level, now it is told, Saha, a person, Ki, na papena lipyate. That is at a lower level to understand. But I am mixing and telling about the higher standpoint also, which is mentioned in the previous shloka. How he is not tainted by any of these things. Okay, papena na lipyate, not contaminated, touched by. It is just a very simple example. As Padma Patra iva ambhasa, as the lotus leaf which is born in the water, living on the water, floating on the water, but it never have a touch attachment with that water. You cannot see that bottom of the leaf or mostly the top of the leaf because the leaves always on the water surface and on the surface this leaf, if any one extra droplet of water comes and falls, if you see in the sunlight, it will shine like a pearl, and if the wind comes, that water drop will move like this, but nowhere in the on the leaf the uh, the leaf is not wet. How come? The leaf has got such a coating of the wax through which, even though it has got close contact with the water drop, the leaf, lotus leaf, but it never get tainted or attached or affected by. The best example Bhagavan Krishna is giving. Think again and again about this example. In the same way, when I live in this world and continue my life with whatever, wherever, whenever, with the people, interactions and all that, but remember in the mind, Brahmanyadhaya karmani sangam tektva karoti yah. Or in the previous sloka, Naiva kinchit karomiti yukto manyeta tattvavid. If this remembrance of this particular bhavana is there, then you are a real spiritual seeker. And in this way, Bhagavan very beautifully example given and explained. That means what? Even you are not attained the gnanam, ajnani karma yogi also can get relieved by the karma bandha in course of time. That is the meaning. That is the meaning. Now, after that, in the 11th shloka, Bhagavan says, what are the actions generally done by three instruments I am already mentioning you? Body, mind, complex. That is only here explained again further. Kayena manasa buddhya kevalairindriyairapi yoginah karma kurvanti sangam tektvatma shuddhaye. Same thought, Bhagavan again, therefore, tasmat. Okay, we have to remember. Therefore, yoginaha, here about whom we are talking, yogi means all the time here up to Lord mixing the gnanam, keeping the gnanam as the goal and giving the karma yoga as the preparatory medicine, okay, first aid treatment like, and talking about the karma also in between. That's why yogi here from the third chapter, fourth chapter now is a karma yogi. Yoginaha karma kurvanti. Or if you take also gnaninaha karma kurvanti. Nothing wrong. Yoginaha means karma yogis who are still not yet abided in the self-knowledge, or those who are attained the self-knowledge and perfection, both okay. Because both are in the society we see, both will have, both will do different actions. Both maybe some are in the grihastha ashrama, some are maybe in the sannyasa ashrama. So anyway, yoginaha karma kurvanti. Okay. But how they will do karma? Generally, we have only three instruments. Through that we'll do kayena, by physical body, and manasa, by the mind. That means here included all the sense organs, the organs of the action and organs of the senses, and buddhya, body, mind, intellect complex. They do. Are Bhagavan given indriyaihi api kevalaihi. Kevalaihi means here merely. It is all happening only with these indriyas, body, mind, and intellect complex. And the main secret or the word in this whole practice of karma yoga And the secret of the renunciation of action is called Sangam Tektva. And what is the motive of behind doing this? If he is a karma yogi, madhyamadhikari, trying, striving to attain the goal, then naturally he is doing Sangam Tektva. Already that word is said, Tektva. Then what for you are doing? If everything I'm offering to the Lord and not expecting anything and doing, then what is the charms or in the life? How can I feel that I did it, I have done, I have achieved? Because that ahankara wants to retain everybody. Because we will feel so good if we have a individuality. But in fact, we don't know. We forgot that individuality is the cause of all the misery. More you are egoistic, more you are miserable. So yogina karma. Yeah, but then why have to do what for I am doing? If you ask, or the Shastra gives Atma Shuddhaye to purify mind, to purify my heart. So this is mainly we can say. But this Atma Shuddhaye word we cannot apply to the Gnani who is already attained the goal and established. For them we can use the word Loka Sangrahamevapi Sampashyan Kattumarhasi for the sake of the just welfare and the good of the people. Just like that, as the Ishvara's Agnya Sankalpa, they do. But a person who is Madhyamadhikari, he is doing. So we must know that what for we have come into this world. Okay, we have come to exhaust our only punya papas of the results of the previous action. Don't now, but that I don't know how much previous life's actions are there, and I have come for that. That's why we say that you are. I am thinking that Lord only created me. Okay, Lord send you with this human body in this world. What for? To worship Him. You take in that way, or by experience, going through the experience of your previous actions results, now you purify your heart now here in this life. Make your mind free from the Vishuddhatma, free from the Raga Dveshas. That's why Atma Shuddhahe. Atma means again, see that word which is used in the seventh shloka, Atma Shuddhaye. Here it is Yukta Atma Shuddhaye, same. So purification of the mind. So this is like that. Kevalai Shuddham. Only for the Kevalam, only for the sake of purification of that. That Kevala word can be taken only. This is the purpose. Not to achieve, not to prove, and I want to go to heaven, I want to go to the this loka, that loka. Then you are caught up again. If you are here, now do what you are supposed to do. So this present life is like for you a training school or a washing machine. In which washing machine this world is like a washing machine. You purify, clean yourself, clean through the dirt of raga, dvesha, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, etc., etc. So like uh, this केवलैः शब्दैः केवलैः मनसा केवलैः बुद्ध्या केवलैः कायेन you have to add, you can add. Shankara says in Bhashyam, because mahatva varchitvatvat, okay, mamatva varjitatvat, because mamakara is there in this ahankara again, the attachment to our body, and mamakara on this body. This is my body. These are my people, my house, my things. In this way, to get rid of from that also. Then after that, in the 12th shloka, Bhagavan says, if a person is not yukta, not karma yogi, not ayogi, ayukta, if anybody is like that, the negative aspect, the contra picture, Bhagavan now here it is showing that yasmacha, if suppose, if anybody is not leading the life in as I told you before, but he is going in a wrong way. The wrong way going person's description here, yukta karma phalam tyaktva shantimapnoti naishtikim ayukta kamakarena phale sakto nibadhyate. In one shloka, now Bhagavan putting both of them, contra picture. In the first line, the real seeker of the truth, who knows what is the goal of the life, what is the path, how I have to start, where I have to start, and go to next station and what is. So yuktaha, he knows how karma yoga is important in the life. He know how to do the karma yoga also because he listened to third, fourth chapters. So yuktaha, naturally, his attitude is already told karma palam tektva because he got trained. He listened to the Shastra from the Guru. Yes, I should give up the कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्व कर्मणि. So karma palam, having given up the result of the action, and he finally he attains the shantim apnoti naishtikim. Shantim apnoti. Naishtiki means the final beatitude. The final beatitude is called, it is beyond the Shanti Ashanti. Shanti is opposite to the Ashanti. Ashanti is the opposite to the Shanti. But Apnoti Naishtiki means which is beyond this Shanti Ashanti, that is Prashanti. Prakarshtanena Shanti. Because Shanti word and Naishtikim, Naishtikim means actually final goal or moksha, Brahmasthiti, Esha Brahmi Sthiti Partha. Then why that is compared with the Shanti? Generally we take this peace of the mind and peace of the mind. When you sleep, you are at peace. Otherwise, when you are again in the waking state, you are in pieces. Not to say that, but Shanti word is used that what Naishtikim, Moksha, Parama Purushartha, final goal is told as Atma Gnana. The nature of that Atma, that Gnanam is nothing but the Shanti. In other words, it is the Anandam. Because it is undisturbed, uncompromised, undecayed, Naishtikim Shanti, that means Anandam. Or Atma Swarupam itself is a Shanti. Shantoyam Atma. Ayam Atma Shanti Samruddham Amrutam. It's full of that Amrutam and undecaying Shanti. Silence negates the sound. Sound negates the silence. But this Naishtikim Shanti is also a silence. which is witnessing of this sound and silence. Sounds are many, but silence is one. Now, for this snap, there is a silence. Now, between these three snaps, you observed, found this silence. That silence also is three different silences. The sounds are maybe three different. If you record this sound, the vibration wave will show differently. The sounds are different, but the silence is one. A very good thought for contemplation. Okay, try. We'll see more in the next class. The second line is talked about a contra picture of the ayukta kamakarena palasaktaha nibadyate. Naturally, is ayukta, indisciplined, careless, not have faith, okay, only desirous, enjoys, like an animalistic life, kamakarena. More I want, and I want the results of all these actions because of this phalasakti and because of the too much desire and indiscipline in the life, not a karma yogi. Not because of that, naturally, he will be caught up. Nibadhyate. More in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.